see you after this intro. You know what? Skip that intro. Good morning from Chessington, World of Adventure. Today we're here to check out the zoo they have on selected winter weekends, as well as entrance to the sea life zoo and a sea life. Of course, the theme park is still closed. It opens around March. It's extremely windy here, by the way. So it's actually, I don't have a good recollection if I actually ever been to the actual zoo. Probably have been there, but I just can't remember it. So they say they have the opening time, by the way, is at 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. and it costs £11. So very excited to check out the exotic animals they have to offer. So see you there.
Okay, so the zoo day tickets, if you buy a ticket at the park, at the gate, it's £16 for anyone over 12 years, and for a young adventurer, so anyone from 3 to 11 years, is £13. And we bought ours online, so our one, because we bought it in advance, was £11.
What a beautiful day, very sunny. Just got in, the time is just after 10 a.m. Right, so just after the entrance, this is the first animal area we could just find, which is the otters.
Oriental small-clawed otter.
Yeah. Second thing we might do is enter the sea life over there.
So this is Chessington Sea Life. Do not touch the fish, do not place your hands or anything in the water. Use of flash photography is not permitted. Please follow all directions given by Sea Life team. Please do not run within the Sea Life Centre. Please be aware that areas of this attraction are fairly dark. We recommend that buggies left outside, no smoking, no eating or drinking, and shirts and shoes must be worn. That's really weird. Why would shirts and shoes not be worn?
Chessington World of Adventures Resort is a theme park, zoo and hotel complex in Chessington, Greater London, England, around 12 miles southwest of central London.
We're not touching today, I'm afraid.
They're just settling in, so
Okay. These guys are just settling in, so they're kind of getting used to it, so we're not going to be touching today, I'm afraid.
The complex opened as Chessington Zoo in 1931, with the theme park being developed alongside the zoo by the Beauz Group, and opening on 7 July 1987 as one of the first themed amusement parks in Britain. The theme park, which features over 40 rides, is now owned by Merlin Entertainments, following its merger with the Beauz Group in 2007. Under Merlin, Chessington has been increasingly developed into a resort tourist destination.
And you can just see someone's legs in there. Okay, so we just came out from the Chessington Sea Life Centre, and I have to say I think it's actually quite good, considering that we paid £11 for the entry to zoo and sea life. It's actually better, I would say, or at least the equivalent of the biggest sea life centre that we went to in Brighton. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's really worth it. £11. Usually with a theme park, when the theme park's open, you get everything. So instead of going to a separate sea life, you can just come here and enjoy the atmosphere, you know. And
I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Merlins are usually very good when it comes to decoration, theming and background. There are some obviously questionable things inside there, but overall I think it's decent for the money that you paid.
Does anyone know what a meerkat might like to eat? Scorpions, yes, well done. Definitely scorpions. Anything else? Bugs, yeah, bugs. Even some very small rodents and very small reptiles, if she can find some as well. But of course quite dangerous as well. They have that stinger on the end of their tail. And if you get stung by that as a human, we'd spend quite a long time in hospital recovering, because it's a very dangerous venom. But actually, a meerkat has an anti-venom running through their system. So it means if they get stung, they just sweat it out, and within 24 hours, they're feeling completely back to normal and can be back in the group helping, looking for more food. But they do have a very clever way of making sure they don't get stung as well. As Adia comes around and you get a little bit of a closer look at her, you might notice she...
At the time of our visit, Chessington Zoo offered the following live presentations. Children's Zoo Meet and Greet, located at the Children's Zoo. Animal Antics, located at The Lawn. Otter Talk, located at the Otter Enclosure. Shark Talk, located at the Sea Life Centre. Sea Lion Show, located at Sea Lion Bay. Capybara Talk, located at Amazoo. Monkey Talk, located at Amazoo. Ray Talk and Feed, located at Sea Life Centre. Carnivore Talk and Feed, located at the Trail of the Kings. Penguin Talk and Feed, located at Penguin Bay.
Monkey.
Find out who's friend.
Come bring your friend. They're eating. They're eating their vegetables.
Yummy, right? Look, they're eating the vegetables.
They're eating down here.
Okay, it's Wanyama village. Saw them make it outside before,
I think the
but
others
you've
are
got
taken. Remember on the
for the live show, yeah.
So here is for £20 you can actually do a meet and greet with this guy, Miracle.
You alright, mate? I'm trying to follow him, he keeps moving. This is a Dorcas gazelle. Guys, can you come out so we can get a good view? You can kind of see their horns. So you can see them from the back. They need to turn around and face this way. I don't really want to record their behinds. Unfortunately, we only got a rear view of them and not a frontal view because they were turned around. And here you can see scimitar horned oryx. There's a zebra inside. Can you see the stripes behind this guy's head? Have a look over here. You can, if you focus really well in there, see giraffes there. Here's one. Oh, Sitatunga. There it is. There you go. These guys are out. You can get a better view of them now. They're having a nice intimate moment here.
So now we're entering Trails of the King to see if we can see some lions, possibly gorillas.
So this way to tigers and lions apparently.
And take a picture of me or video of whatever.
And look at my friend here with the gorilla.
Can you see it from there?
Give you a different angle of the tiger, although it's lying down and we don't have a high vantage point from this. You can see a king of the jungle is lying down and the queen is Rani, born in 2011, and the king is Gamal in Magdeburg in 2010. Here's look.
Is a cat or what?
Yeah, look. It's got something with green eyes.
The girls, though, they are the normal size of a female sea lion. They weigh between 80 and 90 kilos at this time of year. The girls, they stick together quite a lot. Carla and Ariel, obviously. You might notice on the side of their head, they have very tiny external ear flaps on the side. So just like us, you can see their ears on the outside of their heads. A seal, on the other hand, doesn't have this. It would only have a small hole that leads all the way into the inner ear. Now that's because seals very often come from a much colder climate than the sea lion, so they protect their ears on the inside. So So the pinnipeds that we have around the UK coastline are in fact seals because they're in colder waters. And they use them with very long claws on the front to drag themselves across the land when they're out of the water. So the pinnipeds that we have around the UK coastline are in fact seals because they're in colder waters. And in warmer waters, of course, in California, then you get animals like sea lions. Now the other difference is actually really large, and when the sea lions are swimming around in a minute when I feed them, you'll be able to see this one a little bit more. And it's to do with their front flippers. A sea lion's front flipper, so you have approximately on average the same length as a human's arm. So really, really long, really, really powerful, and they can push themselves in and out.
Oh, it's just for playing. Okay.
So guys, we're outside, I think, what is the gorilla enclosure, and we've just seen a dead mouse, or what looks like a dead mouse, in the enclosure. Can you see him? Okay, so we've been into the Trail of the Kings. We've seen a lion and a lioness. The lion did come up really close to the glass of the enclosure and was roaring as well, which I think we got on the camera, so that should be pretty good. We've seen 2 tigers in there, and then also what we haven't seen though, unfortunately, what we were really looking forward to seeing was the gorillas. Okay, so this is called Sea Storm and is a children's ride that would normally obviously be open in normal park operating hours.
Here we go, Chessington flag. Very impressive. I actually never noticed that.
So we're just wandering about looking at the different food places. We've got pizza and pasta buffet here at Adventure Point. You've got adventure games just over there. Then you've got hot dogs over there.
And you can see the queue times is empty. Normally this screen would be filled with queue time. Ridiculous queue times over an hour.
Yeah, right? That screen would normally have queue times on it. And there's nothing there.
Right, queue closer.
Then we've got Donut Express over there. And the Smokehouse Barbecue over there. So this is the Chessington Adventure Tree. It's a carousel at the bottom and there's a tree up at the top with animals, or dinosaurs rather, coming out of it. Very nicely themed actually. You can see the track of a coaster over there. And you can see part of the coaster track there. So we're going into the gift shop. Adventure Point gift shop. There's a set crockery. Then we've got random key rings, tigers, big teddies.
Prices are not written.
£25
£25, okay.
or £20.
Expected. It's good.
It's teddies everywhere. They have kids clothing. Oh, they have some
Adventure. 30 quid.
You can get a meerkat t-shirt though.
It's just animal based.
Meerkats.
is one of my favorite rides. One of my favorite rides at Chessington. But look, a lanyard for 3 quid. Vampire ride mug for £7. Cobra, £6. It was £10. Now £6. Don't know what that is. £9. Gruffalo. Now, if you're a big fan of collecting mugs at theme parks, this is perfect for you. Chessington set of 4 mugs. We got this one with the Chessington logo, Dragon's Fury Ride, Vampire, and Tiger Rock, and the price of that is £25. So here's a look at the what is a vampire area or Gruffalo area, which is all closed. Let's just zoom this in for you. Usually this whole area would be ram-packed. Here's a vampire ride track. And we're making our way to have some fish and chips. Now, last time we went to, if you remember, I don't know if you recorded this. Yeah, this was one of our favorite places, Captain's Fish and Chips. Who doesn't love a good old fish and chips? Nicely themed as well. Let's go. Fish and chips with a drink, all of that for £8.95.
So, what can you tell me about Captain's Fish and Chips?
Captain's Fish and Chips, 1 out of 10. I was very disappointed. First of all, I ordered Coke Zero, and that didn't taste nothing like Coke Zero. It tasted like water with salt on it. Secondly, the fish wasn't cooked properly at all. I can feel it was cold. Chips was the only thing that was probably cooked okay. Very disappointed, not worth it for £8.95. Won't be coming back here again.
So I think you recorded the red Chessington flag earlier, but there is also a green Chessington flag. So here we're at the Yoo-Hoo and Friends Children's Zoo. And we're not children, but we're going in anyway.
Okay.
Okay, Amazoo Treetop Adventure. Capybara is kind of hiding around the corner.
Anything great.
Could just enjoy this one. Let's take it. Could you back yourself?
No need to do it too much.
Hi! Hi, Mr. Lion. Oh, thanks. Hi!
Looking.
How are we getting on out there, Bob?
Oh, you know, sweat off my feet. Right then, that's tasty.
Bob,
Yeah?
what are you doing? You are supposed to be learning today.
Oh, yeah, good point. Thank you very much, guys. Sorry, squeezing by.
Give a round of applause for our excellent sleepers!
Good job there. You have that one.
Oh, thank you. It was now time for Bobby to do some work, and so Bob reluctantly starts sweeping.
A lot of sticks in there.
Yeah, well, it's got to be done, Bob.
In that bin.
In that bin, yes. And with that, the sweeping was done!
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow, it looks great. Good job, Bob.
Thank you.
no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust, memories and frame, a past we simply let fade. Oh, but I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy, my heart breaks for you. Can't help but know that I'm still in love with you. You make me feel so.
Chessington, my thoughts, World of Adventures. For £11, I think it was way more than were being worth it. We got access to sea life, we got access of course to the main zoo. They had plenty of show times, I think pretty much every hour. Theming, of course, Chessington, Maryland Parks, they do a really good.
The weather was really good in the beginning. Not that it matters to you guys, but just a side point, it's heavily raining now. The operation time was 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. At the onset I was thinking that's too restricted, but considering it's just a zoo, it's a small zoo, it's more than enough. You'd probably be able to see every single animal and probably be out.
We've seen pretty much most of the animals, and they're not, you know, really far away. It's actually a small place, easy to locate and move from one place to another, unlike, for example, Whipsnade, but of course that's a safari park.
Good afternoon, welcome aboard the South Western Railway service to London Waterloo.
The best way to save money is book online in advance, couple of days advance, or use the Kellogg's voucher 2 for 1.
Calling out Chessington North, Tolworth.
Coming here with the public transport is very easy. Chessington South Station, of course you can also drive it there. I'm not too sure, we're not driving, so I don't know if it's a free car park or you have to pay for it. Probably have to pay for it.
Bolden Manor, Buckland Park, Rains Park, Wimbledon, Bellsfield.
Food, as we already said, fish and chips, and I was very disappointed, but there's other places like pasta buffet, probably would have been better than Captain's Fish and Chips, which we haven't tried.
Clapham Junction, Vauxhall and London.
Anyway,
Safety information is available.
guys, if you enjoy the kind of stuff we make, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you.